This is a black hole. Sort of. It's an artist's interpretation of a black hole. We can't actually see black holes, but at NASA we have incredible space telescopes that tell us about the environments of the black hole and are able to peer back in time much farther than our eyes can see. And these images that we have at NASA are gorgeous, but they're not the only way to know the universe. Another way to understand the universe is to take that data and turn it into sound. Is the sonified version of the previous image. It's the sound of a black hole. And what we call this is a sonification. It's taking data and turning it into sound. And while a black hole doesn't actually make sound, the pressure wave that comes from it can be turned into sound. And if you stood on the moon, you wouldn't hear anything because there's no medium for sound to travel through. There's no atmosphere. But what I'm talking about is really taking visual data or other kinds of data from the universe and translating it. So this fleet of telescopes that we have, it looks in every kind of light you can imagine. And so we have very talented musicians and artists that can turn that into sound experiences. For example, here's the sound of the Milky Way. So that was the center of the Milky Way, and there's this very talented team that works on these sonifications. On the left, these two guys are System Sounds. On the right is Kim Arcand, who oversees the project. And in the middle is Christine Malik, who is blind, and this is really the only way that she can experience these images. Another interpretation of that same center of the Milky Way image I showed you before comes from Sophie Kastner. She's a composer, and she put out this sheet music that is free for anybody to download from NASA's website. It has actually been performed at least once, and this is somebody else's interpretation of that same center of the Milky Way in a different kind of feeling. You know, close your eyes, see how it makes you feel compared to the previous one. Have more minor keys, a little spookier. So the star of our solar system is our sun. Don't ever look directly at the sun, but I actually brought you some solar glasses today so that you can experience the total solar eclipse on April 8th. And actually, if you're here in Austin, you can see totality. That means that the moon will completely cover the sun. And, you know, the sun might look like a boring yellow disk, but actually it's full of activity. And here is a sonification of solar data by Robert Alexander. It's kind of techno, actually. I would totally dance to this at a club. So again, mark your calendar for April 8th. If you're here in Austin, this is kind of what totality will look like. And this is the one opportunity that you have to see that outer atmosphere of the sun with your naked eye. But if you can't see it, if you're anywhere else in America, you can see actually the projection of the crescent on, shadows. Actually, my skirt kind of represents that today. And you can have pinhole projectors, or again, look through those solar glasses that we brought you today. But I'm also talking about this because there's a sound aspect to eclipses. You can listen sometimes and you might hear animals, insects, believing that it's actually nighttime during totality because the sky becomes so dark. And there's the Eclipse Soundscapes project if you'd like to participate in that and record your observations of what you hear during the eclipse. So I hope I've inspired you to think about the universe in terms of sound, and NASA has a whole library of amazing sound images, sounds of images. So like we say, check out our SoundCloud. And I'd also, before I close, like to play you a trailer for the documentary that my team just put out about this whole sonification project. You can go behind the scenes, see how they do it.
Sonifications are life-changing for me. I get to have that experience of the universe.
Listen to the universe. Available now on NASA Plus.
Awesome. So go to plus.nasa.gov, put some solar glasses, some stickers, some posters. Thank you very much.